Hi, in this video we will learn how to put some text on the screen of our app. So we'll switch to the designer of the app. You do that by double-clicking here. So I did it already. The designer is opened. So this is a new empty project. You should have roughly the same. So this is some text here. Hi world. Don't care about that. That's the title of your screen, and that's not what we see here. The text is a label, right? So here what you see is all the elements that you will see on screen. Everything that you see here is listed here. So we see the label is called, or the text if you want, is saying hi world. The element of text is here, sorry, it's here, and the properties of this text, of this element of text, are here. You click here. So that's really intimidating, this stuff. But I mean, you don't need all of that, right? What I want just to insist is that the properties that you see here refer to this label. And what is this label? Is this thing here, right? So how do you change, how do you put your own text there? You either double click on it and change. This is my own text for my app. I really like it. And you click on enter just to validate. And now you should see make sure you have the label selected. In the properties, if you scroll down a bit, you see that that's what you have just written here, right? So I hope you understand by now that the text of your label is there. So if you want to change your text, you can either double click and change it here, and then click on OK here, or you go to the properties of your label, you double click and you do stuff here. This is my own text for my app, I really like it, wonderful, full, and enter, and you see that what you've written here is reflected there. So we had a label to start with, but what if we want to add another one, or if we don't have any? So I'm gonna delete this one. To delete, it's really easy. You just click on suppress or the delete key on your keyboard. So it doesn't work. Interesting. Let me do it again. Delete. Yes. So I deleted the label. I could have selected the label when it was here and click on delete there. So you can delete by doing it here or when it's here. Now I'm gonna add a new label. I simply click on label here. That's so easy. You click once. If you click once, you see a label appearing here and here. So, and then you double click again to change your text. So this is a CV that we want to build. So, the first lines of a CV would be Clement Levallois. My professional title would be Assistant Professor at IM Lyon Business School. I validate. Yeah, okay. So now I want to show you the issue we have here. So we just put a label here. Let's preview that. So as you have seen from previous sessions, to preview, you click on preview and then on simulate device. We wait a bit. And we see our app coming, simulated on a fake device on our screen. great, we have our text. Looks really neat to me. The issue is that it's completely too long for the width, for the size of the screen. So that's what happens with labels. With labels, with that here, it doesn't resize, or it doesn't go into several lines when you need it. So please use these labels for short titles or for short text. When you have longer text like the one I've written, you should use something else. So I close the simulator, and this is what you should use: span label. So I just click on it. I'm gonna just first delete this one. I go back to an completely empty app. So let me show you. You select the label and you click on delete, or suppress, I think is for French. It's a delete key for an international keyboard. So now you click once on span label. Span label is simply a bit of text that goes into several lines when it's too long. Yeah. So now I click on it. When I click on it, you see it makes it appear here, even if it's empty. So I can double click here. Maybe I can't. No, doesn't work. So in this case, you just go to you select the span label, you click on properties, and as we did before, we go to text, and we write what we want. So Clement Levallois, assistant professor at EMU Business School. And when we validate with enter, that works. We have a text, and we already see the difference. It goes onto several lines. It's a bit weird because it doesn't go to the end, but we should check on the simulator. So I click on preview, simulate device. Takes a bit of time. Yay! That's what we wanted. A text that just fits the screen. If you are interested, I think I didn't mention that in the previous sessions, but if you click on rotate, you can see how your mobile looks like, how the app would look like in a panorama mode, or landscape, you say landscape mode. So it really looks nice. That's it. Maybe just before closing, maybe you are a bit curious of what happens if you add many labels, so I click on label here. It adds a label there, just next to the one. And if you click again, so you see we have still another label, and again. And maybe you're like, well, that's nice, but I would prefer to have these different bits of texts not next to each other, but one under the other. So I just want to tell you we have a video on that, which is called the layout. So please check the video on layouts to know how to organize these things onto the screen of the app. This video was just on putting some text. Thank you.